Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck hip straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, you can mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, we'll take few minutes to understand how this meditation practice can help for our day-to-day life. So, in this practice, there are two ways. One is tranquility meditation, and other one vipassana meditation. So the tranquility meditation help for us to bring our mind to calmness, to develop the one-pointness. Another way it calls samatha bhavana, tranquility meditation. It's tranquilize the mind. Why it is important? Because as ordinary people, from morning to night, 24/7, through our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and the mind itself, we depending on informations. So when it comes to our history, if you look very carefully, who you are. So if somebody asks who you are, deeply what we need to do, we have to bring some informations about our history. So then it's kind of like you are itself bunch of information. When that all the information erased from you, you become nobody. So all the informations create you as somebody. That is what another way we call the memory. So in the surface level, we need to calm it down because it always jumping here and there. Our mind is kind of like the signal tower. It's always sending informations here and there, and at the same time it's receiving informations. So tranquility meditation allows you to in a deeper level to settle down and calm your mind. So that is very necessary. Otherwise, what will happen? Because our day-to-day imagination, little by little, start to calcify inside us. You know, the calcify is little by little, it become harder, stronger. And when the bone calcify, what happens? It reduces your mobility. When you lose your mobilities, you lose your abilities. So the same thing happens inside you also. Your imagination, your bunch of information, when it calcify inside you, things become so hard. That imagination start to day by day, build up, and then it become a dogma. Once something become a dogma inside our own mind, it can do only one thing. It can bring only the struggle. There is nothing else. And once it brings the struggle, what happened to you? You lose the clarity. So in the surface level, for ordinary person, if you look for any kind of development, in the very first level, you have to get into the clarity. You have to understand what you want. And once you understand it, you have to understand how you can do it. And once you understand how you can do it, then you start to move into it. So in the surface level, it is very simple and you can get what you want. But that doesn't mean conventionally you're going to settle down. Even though you achieve something, it's not going to make you kind of like a comfortable person. It's not going to bring the contentment. It's because the contentment or the happiness or the satisfaction is come out of the profitable skills or the clarity that you develop inside you. When you don't have the clarity, it's not going to bring that kind of result. So in the tranquility meditation, it allows you to calm down and settle down inside you rather than calcifying your informations. It allows you to release the informations. So once you release that, the informations or the memory, or once you're not going to hold it to it, what happens? Little by little, your subconscious mind become more and more clear. So once it become very clear, all the perception come to you through your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and the mind become very clear. When the perception become very clear, the perceiver going to be very comfortable. And the perception and the perceiver build up very clear connection. That connection we call direct perception. Sati Sampajanya. So once you have the direct perception, what happens? There is no any kind of memory going to interfere with the recognition. That is where you bring the true power of the human mind. So when it comes to that, you have to understand why the imagination or why that collective thoughts is so unnecessary for us. It's because this. And sometimes when you depend on collective memory, collective nature, so whatever in front of you, so you start to take it as permanent. It's like when you see a mountain, maybe you can't climb it today. So just leave it and do your other necessary exercise. Because tomorrow, maybe you are capable to do that. But sometimes some people think a day is forever. They don't see the change. They don't see there are abilities that you can develop in you. And then when you develop the abilities inside you, it opens possibilities. But sometimes our own mind develops certain kind of barriers. That is what we call hindrance. Once the mind inside build up the barriers or bring the hindrance to our own mind, what will happen? Because you stuck inside your own mind. So that's why the tranquility meditation help us to get out of this situation and make you more free inside you. Don't misunderstand. That doesn't mean your outside circumstances or the situations or the environment going to change because of your outside clarity. It's nothing to do with outside. So whatever the outside situations, you are more capable to go through it rather than struggle it. More than any other time, you are capable to accept it and go through the outside situation. Otherwise, most of the time, some people think when they practice meditation, they believe this nature, environment, outside situation, people should change. They expect like that. It's not going to happen. The change coming from inside you. And that is where you can see it more and more within yourself. And once you understand it, you're more capable to accept outside rather than criticize it. Why? Because you know it is you. It is not outside situation. So once you have that clarity, it takes you deeper to understand. This awareness is not something you bring from outside. You are the itself, your own awareness. This entire body, head to toes, each and every cell, interconnected. Each and every organ in your body, each and every part in your body, muscles, bone marrows, this all the nerve system, this everything come together, and then the final result is your awareness. So you are the kind of like soiled. Your own body is like the soil to grow the recognition. So then you become more and more tuned to inside you, not towards outside. And when you go through that journey towards inside you, you understand each and every moment you can experience according to its own cause and conditions happening in that very moment. Not because of the past, not because of the future. And that is where you become more and more aware, mindful regarding the moment. Why? Because you recognize whatever you experience, it happened only in that very moment. So that recognition will help you to deeply understand and go through your experience and see the change. So that practice come out of the vipassana. So the very meaning of vipassana, we means thoroughly, deeply. Vipassana, observe, recognize. Or another way, it's called analytical meditation. So in the tranquility meditation, it allows you to settle down. And in Vipassana meditation, it allows you to deeply analyze. Analyze what? Analyze that what you experience. So when it comes to that, you're able to see this body and mind, this nature, environment, this everything interconnected, nothing separated. And even this moment happening as a result of this everything, not because of something. So you are not separate from anything. You are the result of this everything. Once you're able to come to that point, you don't look for something else. You are not trying to resist or fight with anything. Day and night, good and bad, right and wrong, left and right, up and down. This everything you recognize. It's a part of you. When you feel that connection, this is what happens. When you feel that, if it is yours, you have no any effort, extra effort to put attention and take care of it, because it is you. And the love and the compassion, harness itself come. It's like if I bring a simile, it's like this. So for your children, the love, care, attention, you don't learn it reading books. You didn't go to conference and learn it. It came from you naturally. Why? Because it is your children. So the same thing happens. When you recognize this everything you, the love and the compassion and caring and sharing, this all come naturally. You don't learn it from outside and apply it to you. So when you have deeper connection within yourself, when you are experience it within yourself, there is no fear. There is no struggle. And at the same time, it always brings you the comfort to go with it, be with it. And then there is an effortless moment you develop inside your own mind. And naturally, you tuning to the path and keep going with it and experiencing this boundless connection. So when it comes to that and you recognize, even though you experience it for the moment, it is not permanent. And once you have it, you don't develop any kind of collective nature inside you. When you don't have any collective nature in you, there is no memory. There is no calcify, habitual patterns or the dogmas or the believings or the ideas develop inside you. That is where you get out of mental formations or the sanskara or the cankers. When the mind gets out of mental formations, Naturally, your mind get out of preconditioned mind. And that where your mind become liberate from your own thoughts. Your mind become free. Your mind is not, remember this. Listen this very carefully, remember this. If you forget, you write down it somewhere. Your mind is not to collect the memory and repeat it. Your mind is to recognize. So now you think how you use your mind. Most of us use our mind to memorize, but there is nothing. Look yourself. How many things you memorize by the time it's go away. But by the time when you try to memorize, you lose the ability to recognize. So then always remember, don't worry about memorizing. Learn to recognize. Why? Because when the recognition happens 100% correctly, as a result of that, you gain certain kind of memory. So that is different. That is different than what you memorize. What you memorize is not your memory. But through the recognition what you gain, there is something you're going to see. And that never going to leave you. That you will not forget it. It's going to be there with you. If you look very carefully, there are very few incidents maybe in your past history you can't erase. There is something. Why it is there? Because you had the very clear recognition. It doesn't matter good or bad. Your mind doesn't select this is good, oh, I'm going to memorize, this is bad, I'm going to forget. Your mind doesn't do that. So whatever it has the clear connection, it's going to keep it there. So then first, in the very first level, use the mind right way. Not to memorize, use the mind to recognize. That is why you need the attention. So through the attention, you develop the awareness. Once you bring the awareness, your recognition going to be there 100%. Once you recognize something, whatever perception come to you through your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and that is where you develop the clarity. So that clarity itself becomes the path for your deeper transformation. So that's how this meditation works. It's little by little step. So you don't need to be hurry for that. Just let it be there. But do your part. Let your body to be there. Just do your part. And maybe thing doesn't work the way you want in the very first level. But remember, it is maybe only for the moment. As I mentioned, in the beginning, maybe you see the mountain is so high, but just let it be there. And maybe whatever your practice for the moment, it may become very difficult for you. But at least let your body to be there. It settle down. Let your breathing to happen itself. Let everything around you, let it be there like that way. And when you allow everything to settle down like that way, your mind itself settle down. So that way, the moment by moment effort to bring kind of like a collective awareness to you. Once you have that collective awareness, it brings the 100% recognition. That 100% recognition bring the clarity to inside you. So let it happen. And let it happen means just keep your awareness and let other things to come as a result of that. So if your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again, just try to settle down with your own inhalation, exhalation. So don't try to think about it. Don't try to maintain or don't try to have an inner conversation. Don't try to make any comments. Don't try to make things happen the way you want. Just allow everything to settle down and learn to recognize. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. Your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body, please, and observe head to toes 3 times yourself and say Suapatveva or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Through the sensation, recognize inhalation as inhalations, exhalations as exhalations. Do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. Cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward, visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward, and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun. Spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Also, may all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chamnehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu Sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.